What's up guys, it's Josh back with another video, and today I wanted to take a closer look at a powerful and sleek terminal emulator called Tabby. Now, as a Linux user, we know that the terminal is our gateway to a world of possibilities. It's where we flex our command line skills and get things done efficiently. And that's where Tabby comes into play. It's a modern and feature-rich terminal emulator that's going to take your terminal experience to a whole new level. So let's go on and hop over to the GitHub page so we can check out the actual application and then get it installed on a virtual machine so I can show you guys it in action. Let's get to it. Before we move forward, I wanted to give a quick shout out to CIQ, the official partner of Rocky Linux. Rocky Linux is a Linux distribution that is intended to be a downstream complete binary compatible release using the Red Hat Enterprise Linux operating system source code. The project is led by Gregory Kurtzer, who was the founder of the CentOS project. So check out Rocky Linux at ciq.co. All right, cool. So I first wanted to pull up their website, which is tabby.sha, so SH. And of course, I always have these links down in the description of the video so you can check it out further. But as you can see, it says a terminal for the modern age. Tabby is an infinitely customizable cross-platform terminal app for local shell, serial, SSH, and Telnet connections. And then one cool thing I wanted to show you guys on their main site is they do have an interactive mode. You could play around with the actual demo right on their website and just see what it's all about before installing it on your system. But one thing I want to really highlight again is that it's cross-platform. So you can install it on all major operating systems like Windows, Mac OS. But you know, I want to focus on the Linux side. So there is a way to get it installed on Linux. And I believe it covers majority of the distributions out there in order to use this terminal. And all you gotta do is go down, hit the download page. That'll open up the GitHub page that takes you to where you could download all the various packages and get it installed. And since we're here, this is the GitHub page for the application. So boom, I won't read anything on it, but you can check it out. It looks super cool. You know what I'm saying? They got a lot of people contributing to this actual application. Like I said, it's free and open source, so you can check it out, you know, whatever. And here's all the features right here. And one cool thing, or one cool feature I saw in it that I really wanted to point out to you guys, that it has a password manager included. It's optional, you know, you don't have to use it, but they do have a password manager built into the application. Yeah, and back on their website, you can see it breaks down everything for you right there. So terminal features, here's the important stuff. Totally forgot to, you know, throw that out there, but that's the important stuff. The terminal features, SSH client, so you can do all that. You can do forwarding, you know, all that good stuff. Windows but nice, and then serial terminal, and then just some more stuff to mention right there. And all that's on the GitHub page, which I just brought up. You can check this out. Same information on both sites. And of course, like I said, I'll have both of these links down in the description of the video. But just to go back here, like I said, we're going to download the dev package because I'm going to get it installed on Ubuntu. So let's go on and hop over to our virtual machine so we can get it going. Okay, cool. So I'm logged into my virtual machine. This is Ubuntu 22.04, and I went on, came back to the tabby.sha page right fast. Just show you guys how to download it right fast. Just hit download. I showed you guys this already, but you basically download the package you need. So make sure you don't get it confused with the orm.dev, because that's for Raspberry Pis and basically those ORM boards or whatever. If you're using Ubuntu, you know what I'm saying, make sure you grab this package right here that says Tabby and then a version name, you know, Linux x86 .dev. So just go on and download that, and that'll get it installed on your system. So let's open up that directory, close this out. And like I showed in previous videos, you can install this two different ways, a dev package. You can, and let me just show you guys this first. But you can cd to your downloads directory. You just want to verify you there, and then run sudo dpackage -i, and then you want to specify that package, you know, that dev package, and that'll get it installed. But let me show you guys the easy way for most people, you know what I'm saying, that just want to use the GUI to get things installed. Let's go ahead and close that out. All we gotta do is right click on the actual package or the dev package, open with other application, and then software install, and that'll get it installed on our system. And I'll let this go. It'll take a second for the software center to open up, but yeah, it'll pop up. It'll say Tabby terminal, you know, all the information about it. And then all you have to do is hit install and then type in our sudo password so we can get it, you know, to go through and authenticate itself and then get the files installed on the system. All right, cool. So that didn't take too long. I just went on, skipped ahead, but it didn't take long to get it installed, so it shouldn't take long on your side. But once it's installed, we good to go. So all we got to do is close the software center. We can close out this and find the application, which it'll be under our start menu or whatever you want to call it, and then go to Tabby. You can search as well, that'll bring it up, but let's just go on and click on it. And there is like a little setup process in the beginning. I'll walk you guys through that right fast. And basically it's just asking you your language, and you can leave it to automatic because it'll automatically use whatever language you're using, but you can set it manually if you want to. I'm just leaving it on automatic. But you can also enable analytics. That'll allow them to track how many people are actually using the application. Now, if you value privacy, I recommend you turn that off. I would turn that off. And then there is an enable global hotkeys. So control space, you can leave that on, that's fine. And then right here, it won't show it again if you click this button. So just be careful if you want this to show up every single time. If you hit this button, it's not gonna show up no more. So let's go on and hit it. I'm gonna hit it just to get rid of it. But this is what'll pop up when you open up the application. Let me get rid of this software updater because it's trying to update Firefox. I think it's a newer version of Firefox that came out. But this is what it looks like. All you gotta do is add a terminal, or, you know, start a new terminal. There is some profile connections, so you can modify that. You could change that, and I'll show you guys. They have an option once you get into it as well, and that's basically opening up another TTY. It's basically another profile connection. And then also these settings. Now let's just open up the terminal and show you guys some basic usage, and let's just run the update command. So let's go sudo apt updates, and let's just run the upgrade command too. So sudo apt upgrade and then -y, just so you can see what it looks like when you're running things on here, which it looks a lot cleaner to me, you know what I'm saying? So if you open up the old terminal, that's what it looks like, you know, the plain GNOME terminal. This looks a little bit cooler to me. And then when you running commands, you can see a little bar going across. Like for instance, let's install something. So let's go sudo apt install htop, press enter. That'll go through and install htop, and you'll see it. You see it's going up there, the little board that's going up there is going across, just showing you that it's actually doing something, you know, which I thought was super cool. And you can open up other terminals, you can run things at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Just like any other multiple terminal type terminal emulator that you can install. And you can also do the same thing over here. You can add other, you know, terminals to that one terminal. This just looks a whole lot cleaner, and then it's numbered, you know what I'm saying? So that's one cool thing I like about it as well. Let's go down and install something else. I can show you something else of what it looks like. So sudo apt install, let's install neofetch and press enter. Let's get that installed as well. Boom, and then boom, let's get that installed. And like I said, you see that bar, so it's showing you going through it, you know, downloading, and then the install process. You can see it going across that blue bar. So if it's big enough, I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but yeah, that's exactly what it's doing. Now the profiles, you can open up another TTY. As you can see, that's the normal TTY, but you can open up another TTY if you want to. You got a whole bunch of them down in here that you can run, you know what I'm saying, and run commands under that different TTY or profile on the system. And let's run htop right fast because I installed that. Boom, you see how much cleaner it looks, and let's run it over here. And to me, it just looks a whole lot cleaner, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can adjust this terminal emulator over here, this known one, to look a little bit better, but this one looks a little better out the box, you know what I'm saying? Let's go down and quit though htop, and let's run neofetch, just so you guys can see the difference there. So boom, kind of clean. Let's say Q over here and run neofetch over there so you guys can see it. But yeah, it looks, you know, it looks pretty much the same, but over here it looks a lot cleaner to me. And like I said, you can add themes, and I'm not trying to compare these because there's benefits for using, you know, either one of these. There's benefits for using either one, you know what I'm saying? But this one has a lot more features right out the box, and it's easier to actually modify it. So let me close this terminal, move this one back over so I can show you guys a little bit more. And this is the cool part, the settings. So let's open that up. Boom, it opens up another tab with all the settings for it. So you can check for updates. That's the analytics stuff. So if you turned it on, you want to find it and turn it off, you can go in here. Dev tools, enable animation, which is awesome. So it does have animation in there. Now appearance, it's one other cool thing right here. You can adjust fonts, you know, and like I said, in the other terminal, you can adjust fonts, you know, colors, all that stuff or whatever. But it gives you like a little example of what it'll look like. You could change the cursor shape. So I like to use the underbar, but you know, most people just leave it a default, which is that square box. You can have it blink, which is set to blink, minimal constant ratio. You can change that. And then also one cool thing about it, you can modify it using a custom CSS. So you can modify this, go in here and put CSS. So if you know understand CSS, you can modify the terminal to look a little bit different there. Now profiles, so that's all the profiles right there. Terminal settings, so here's a couple more terminal settings: mouse, you know, clipboard, you know, all that good stuff. Sounds, if you want sounds, store it up, all that good stuff. And then if you want it to like auto open the terminal, you know, at app start, that's, you know, something you could turn on. Now color schemes, you can go through and modify this based on the color scheme, which I thought was super cool, because most people, you know, it's kind of hard to sometimes to go in and modify your dot files to make this thing look, you know, how you want it to look. This has a whole bunch of presets in there you can go through and change up, use, or whatever. Make it simple, you know what I'm saying? Config sync, there you go. So you can synchronize your configuration files, and then hotkeys. Boom, this will break down all the hotkeys for the application. Now one other cool thing I wanted to point out is the plugins. So they have a whole bunch of like little plugins. So the available, you can go through here, install your different plugins, and then you can also see what's already installed, what you have installed. So, and then plus this is all, you know, pre-installed with the application when you install it. So good to go. And then now another cool thing, SSH. So this is where you can handle all your SSH connections. You know what I'm saying? You can override X11 display, clear terminal after connection, you know, just some settings for SSH. Now, this is one of the cool features I was talking about when I first showed it to you, is the vault. And the vault is essentially a password manager, you know, for SSH. You set a master password, and then you have all your keys and passwords, you know, stored under here or whatever, when it comes to the terminal. Then you got your window settings, so you can change your theme, you know, opacity, different things, docking, all that stuff. You can turn that on, config files, and you can modify the actual config for the application. So super dope tool, you know what I'm saying? It's definitely dope. And let me show you guys a couple more options. So if you hit right here, these three buttons right here, these three dots right here, that'll open up the options for it. So you can go in, modify certain things here. You know, you change the color, focus all tabs, you know, new terminal, close other tabs except one, you know, split, you know, you can split, all that good stuff. So and let's show you this split right fast. So let's add a split within this one tab. So you can run things up here, you can run things down here. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother terminal. So we can run HTOP over here, and let's make this thing big or whatever. And then watch this. You can hit this again. You can split to the right. So let's see if we can split to the right. Boom. That'll add another terminal down here. And then you can run whatever else you want to run over here. I don't know, sudo apps updates. Let's just run something like that. So we have something else running, you know, on the side or whatever. So good to go. Or I don't know, top. You can run top at the same time as HTOP. Kind of look like a hacker, so to speak. And that wraps up our exploration of Tabby, the sleek and powerful terminal emulator. I hope you guys enjoyed this deep dive into its features and customization options. Whether you're a developer, a system admin, or simply a Linux enthusiast like me, Tabby is definitely a tool worth adding to your arsenal. Now, don't forget to subscribe to Keep It Techie for more Linux related content, where I'll continue to bring you the latest tech updates, tutorials, and reviews. And as always, keep exploring, keep learning, and of course, keep it techie.